Oh,
What's up, Randy?
yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Do you have a question or are you just like hanging out?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Randy.
What?
I have a question.
Okay. What's the question today?
Does space weather actually really affect the Earth? And I actually know the answer to that. But what's up with the earthquake swarms? Does it have to do with some kind of what do they call it? A supernova creating nebula?
Uh,
What is going on
that
here?
would be a nice explanation.
Oh no.
Okay, so here's what happened. About, let's see, 9 years ago, the sun changed temperature. Number one. It went from a yellow sun, like we could hang out in the sun all day long at the pool and stuff, to a white sun. You can look up and see it. And you notice it because if you stand in the sun and it's shining on your face, it's like you can't stand it for very long. I mean, we're talking minutes before it's like, oh no, I got to get out of this. So then we take what happened with our planet and what's going on with it. And the explanation, I sat down for hours, quote unquote, meditating, trying to look at it. We travel, our solar system travels through space. It's not homogeneous, it doesn't have the same density. And so it's the equivalent of what we've done is hit the equivalent of a sandstorm. Okay. So the additional particulates in the space creates friction as we move through it. As we create friction, it creates an electron exchange. That's what happened to our sun. That's what happened to our Earth. Because the Earth started absorbing more energy, and especially at the core. So what you're getting is either a spinning up or a slowing down of the core. I haven't checked lately. And what you get with all that is a change in the equilibrium of the planet. So there.
So
Yeah.
that means a magnetic pole shift.
Could. So here's the other problem. When I was looking at this, when it first started, I said, well, let's say the additional loading, the electrical loading on the planet is like, let's say 1 to 100, it was like 1 or 2, let's say. In other words, not very noticeable. But when I started extending it, it's like it went to 5 and 40 and 100 and 400 and guess what? I came out with the next 40 years it will keep increasing. So the increased electrical charge that will be caused by what we're moving through in space is going to create more and more charge being absorbed by the planet. And then it's kind of like, well, you don't know how the planet's going to react because we haven't done that in a while. Okay. And in fact, the last time we did it may have been like 3 million years ago. And that might have been a very disruptive time in history, right? For the planet. Yeah.
For the
We,
dinosaurs. They didn't like it.
yeah. So if the dominant species 3 million years ago was eliminated because of some of this, well, guess who's the dominant species on the planet now?
Jazz hands.
So you have all this going on, and all of the other planets in our system are also getting a charge, becoming charged in ways that they haven't been for a million years. And all that charge is reflected in attraction or repulsion. And so then if you line them up, or one of them crosses paths, you have to go to astrology, the old astrology, not the new one. Um, just, being a Scorpio has nothing to do with it. But anyway, so when you throw all that together, It's like, whoopee, we're all gonna die. So there.
Well, isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Well, okay, but so everybody thinks our solar system is just this thing and but
yeah,
it's doing all that while it's moving.
yes,
So
yeah.
so this is people's idea. But what is the sun? I mean, when I see this young man, Stefan Burns, and he starts reporting on it, he's showing pictures of the sun, but there are like full on holes in there, and there's black space where it looks like you can see the stars on the other side of it.
Mhm.
So what is the sun? It's it's not what we've been told it is, I don't think.
Well, there's nothing that we've been told is true. So, unless it's science fiction. So, the idea of what you first started with was we called it space weather. And that's an appropriate term because James Schmidt wrote a book called The Witches of Kerez. And about halfway through, he talks about space weather. And this is where it gets really interesting because he says the space weather is caused by an AI. Now, this is written, right?
How long ago was this written?
This is written in, let me find it here. Um, oh my goodness. When is that? Let me look.
Yeah, while he's looking, all I have to say is oh, there are those glasses. I'm jealous. I want those glasses.
1966. He's talking about a space weather generated by an AI. And the AI is attempting through the space weather to take over all of the humans because it can alter their thinking.
Gee, sound familiar, guys?
Yeah, yeah,
What's
because
voice to skull? Where'd that
yeah,
come from?
yeah, because it can alter their thinking and literally make them into zombies. And who knew that he would be talking about the United States Congress when he wrote that? So anyway, I looked at that and said, well, that's interesting because I'd never thought about an AI in 1966 and about the ability of it to basically interact with all species, all languages, all knowledge. That's what it was talking about back then.
And Gene Roddenberry's making episodes about the Borg coming to assimilate the
Oh,
humans. I mean, this
well,
is,
yeah. I mean, I'm part Borg. I've
I
had a
think we're all part Borg.
I have a few alien implants. I mean, I'm not unique that way, right?
We're
And
paging Dr. Lear to the Zoom room stat.
and I want to start a campaign. I'm going to launch it right here on this show. Bring back alien abductions. That's, everybody want to talk about aliens and nobody seems to remember. Didn't they used to kind of like fold, mutilate, stab, and a few other things back when the aliens were like first appearing in
Well,
our
Linda Moulton Howe will
literature?
tell you all about the cows that were
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They had a thing for cows. I've never had a thing for cows like that, but
I've always heard
I'll
about putting rubber
understand.
boots on a sheep,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not cows.
yeah. And it's like, okay, so the first aliens that come here after 1947 were fascinated with cows and draining their blood and mutilating them. And then you have people, not to mention names, that are very prevalent in the UFO community that are going, they're our friends. Okay. Nobody
The
talked.
last time I had a friend who tried to like exsanguinate me, I stopped being friends with them.
Yeah. And who else does those kind of things but
Jeffrey Epstein.
Satanists and people that are casting spells and so now you have the whole story. UFOs is just summoning by black magic, whatever you want to call it. And we have our God Jack Parsons to thank for that. JPL Laboratories, a few people like that.
But I think it started before them. I mean, if you think
Hmm.
about the Vril Society and that woman
Oh
and
yeah.
our buddy Adolf Hitler, I mean, they were messing around with the occult and
Yeah.
calling things through. I mean, there are so many, like you said
Yeah.
in one of your talks that I watched, it's directly related to, like, we talk about IQ and we talk about EQ, but there are like so many more, like you said, right?
Uh,
Spiritual
MQ.
quotient, psychic quotient, energy quotient, like all the.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole world beyond the monopoly we play in this world. This is a monopoly world, kind of like I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm in a monopoly world where we, want to be fascinated by money, right? Think about it. And then there's this whole universe, zero reality that is the occult, the hidden, the mysterious, the magic.
The phenomena.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to talk about that because, it's against our religion.
Okay, well, so I'm just going to go ahead and say
Unless,
something.
unless you're REM and they said, that's me over there in the corner losing my religion. Now, is that predictive programming?
I don't know. I wrote about a woman who runs away with the moon. Is that predictive programming?
Ooh, that's a good story.
It is a
Right?
good story. Y'all
Like,
should check out my Spotify and listen to the song Lunatics by Lady LIANE. You can find it.
well, it's like there's another science fiction story in the 50s or 60s, The Man Who Sold the Moon. And and that really raises some interesting questions. It's like, who owns the earth and has the ability to rent it to you in your apartment right now?
Well, there's that whole conspiracy theory that Adolf Hitler and all these the submarines, the U-boats or what they called, I guess, went to Antarctica and he was alive and well. And there's a Fourth Reich, and they figured out how to get to the moon. And then there are the Mars Germans, and they were actually using their moon real estate, and they rented it to us until we figured that they were charging us too much for it. And these are very full-blown stories. Thank
Yeah,
you, Randy Kramer.
yeah. This is the monopoly Earth is now becoming the monopoly moon. We're staking territory and harvesting resources, and somebody's got to pay, right?
You
Nothing.
know what I wish Donald Trump would do?
What?
Go live and find the spot on his red line and push it really hard with his middle finger.
Yeah, REN 19. Everybody should do that. And when you quit screaming and everything, you take a deep breath and you'll feel better, right?
I actually did it after I watched that talk of yours from Cosmic Summit. I think it's 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You talked about that and I did it, and everything was fine until I hit one spot.
Oh, yeah.
Excruciating. But you know
Yeah.
what? After doing the exercise, it doesn't hurt as much.
Right. It's,
So it works, guys.
I can't remember the Chinese term for it. I think it's Sea of Tranquility, kind of like the moon. We're back to that again.
Uh-oh. It's all connected.
So, anyway, that's a great exercise. It's to release the diaphragm, right?
And I'm sure all kinds of trauma that you're not consciously aware
Oh,
of.
yeah. Yeah. You freeze up, you hold up.
Well, it's funny because I told my friend about it, and right here was fine for him, but when he touched right under his clavicle, he
Yeah.
thought he was going to have a.
R- REN 12. Yeah.
And I told him, and I don't know if this is accurate. I mean, his mom passed away, and I think he's got a lot of trauma. And when he gets nervous talking, I can hear his voice start
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Hook right
he's
there.
holding all kinds of stuff right here. I told him, you need to
Yeah.
touch that and start breathing, man.
Yeah. We tap. The upper portions we tap on, REN 19 we press on. So,
Okay, good to
right.
know. Don't tap where you should be pressing, and don't press where you should be tapping.
Just in the martial arts, there's lots of points on the body, like REN 19. You're holding a charge there. And and so we would demonstrate like somebody, we could just reach over and tap them on REN 19, and they basically fall to the ground crying, you know. And you think, well, all I did was just tap them. There was no no motive force, but there was definitely energy in the
But the
tap.
charge that's being stifled and held here would have.
Yeah, yeah, because everybody holds a charge on their past and basically in their memory, and then they store it in the body somewhere. And now we have a pathway for why people develop particular problems throughout their body. So.
Well,
Yeah, if you extrapolate that, then the same thing's true in their brain and in their mind and in their field and in the universe and on and on and on. There's actually acupuncture points out away from the body. And I don't know anybody that teaches that anymore. I learned it in martial arts that there were 1,080 points on the body, but there were also like 83 or 89 points out in here, out in your field, immediate field, like within your arm's reach. And you could reach up and tap one of those points and make all kinds of changes in a person. I think that's where we get the hallelujah thing, which is a
that
whole
it?
nother. Yeah,
Maybe they're just trying to wipe it clean like a window.
yeah, that'd work.
Emotional content.
No, it's a emotional memory. There's no content without context.
Well, and then I guess it's all wrapped up in a charge that's being stifled.
Yeah. So everybody carries that charge somewhere, and it's kind of like I need to make little buttons that say press here.
I have a question, actually.
Yes.
There was a time in my life when I would be doing dishes and I would feel literally a buzzing in my
Hmm.
root chakra.
Yeah.
What is that?
Um, did you have your teeth clenched together?
Interesting. No, I don't know, but next time I have my teeth clenched and that happens, I'll know what's up.
Yeah. There's I dislike that everybody says there's no manual or what do you call it, owner's manual for human being, because your body is the owner's manual. It's just that you weren't taught yoga and martial arts and all these esoteric forms of integrating or interacting with your own body, brain, mind, all this other stuff. It all got separated. It used to be one kind of area of knowledge, kind of like you'd go to school and study all 10 subjects. Okay. And instead, they separated all of them, and one school taught physical, one taught mental, one taught emotional, spiritual, psychic, psychological, theory, astral, causal. And because of that, nobody, unless you study all 10, what I call 10 martial arts, 10 sons, you're not going to have an integrated personality. You're not going to have an integrated and we'll say immersive and interactive experience of being a human. So,
Right, because your authentic self is now shattered and fractured.
right, right. Like Fractured History, there was a cartoon by that a long time ago.
Wasn't that fractured fairy
Or-
tale?
Yeah, Fractured History. I like that. Right.
Oh man. Well, so
And that's why God invented tequila, by the way. But anyway,
do you eat the worm or not?
no, no, no. That's just cheap tequila.
Mezcal
No.
and the worm.
The good tequila gives you the Superman experience, but you have to take what's the language now? A heroic dose, kind of like in psilocybin things like that.
Like just
But
enough
like,
not to give you alcohol poisoning, but enough to make you see God.
yeah. Oh, you become Superman. I mean, you can do all kinds of things.
Well, maybe you shouldn't drink tequila if you're on the 15th floor of a building.
Uh, well, there's just not much call for a Superman of today's caliber. It's a little too touchy-feely now for Superman. There's a new movie out. It's a little too touchy-feely, a little too emo, right? And the people that like it make me wonder, but maybe, I wonder, wonder, wonder who wrote the book of love.
I still want to know who let the dogs out.
Oh no, that's a good one. That's I think University of Oklahoma used that for their football team for several years, right? Until it became political correct and of course started losing football games then.
My mother disliked political correctness. She said if you take political correctness to its end, it just becomes stupid. But she was also a Scorpio, November 7th.
Yeah. You know, used to they hired gangsters to play football and now we have media stars that play football, right?
Well, do they become media stars after they play football, or do they start out media stars and
They
then?
start out they're just like the politicians. They just want to be on film. They just want to be on TV, you know. Not like us. We just want to be on YouTube, right?
I don't know, man. I'm about to, never mind. It's not worth it.
So anyway, there's the origins of space weather. It tells you what's coming, you know, where there's one AI to translate all the different languages and um, to provide a semblance of authority. That's what's happening. We're creating a new authority. God went out the window. We got politicians. We had religious figures. Now we have politicians, and eventually we're going to have a disembodied AI. And remember, we need to give a name to our AI God, right? It's the one in this book was called Moander. I love that, right? Kind of a genetically neutral name, Moander, right? I don't know
Yeah,
anybody.
not like Lucy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
getting crazy. But who's to say that AI didn't exist before sentient stuff? What if the whole sentient world is just like a little play toy for some little AI that's the baby of some bigger AI, like in that Twilight Zone episode where the train just
I
keeps
think
going around.
the most prophetic thing I ever saw was Men in Black, the very last scene where they open up the back door of one of where the little creatures are,
Hmm.
and it opens up and shows kind of like you're one box out of a million boxes, and each of them is a different reality. And that's what they were telling you. There's different things and different realities depending on which door you open.
Well, I mean, that goes back to reality is subjective and unique. The
No,
boxes, right? I mean, or right? How?
I say it's local. It's like they did a TV show, I can't remember, Netflix, whatever, and it talked about a fractal, a discovery of fractal worlds. In other words, they would go down this hallway, and it was the same thing. Each door they opened up to a different reality, a different time, a different situation, different creatures, all these things. Well, there was a science fiction book, of course, that talked about that earlier, and it was called The Doorways of Perception. So when you go out the door in your apartment building, you see New York City, and somebody else goes out the door and they see Miami,
Well,
right?
I'll tell you something interesting. A friend of mine called, same guy who was,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
His roommate had an experience and she was, I won't say freaked out, but she just wanted to make sure she wasn't nuts. She goes to 125th Street. She's a wardrobe lady, so and she likes to wear long skirts and hats and looks kind of period, like how she dresses. So she's on 125th Street. She's listening to Scott Joplin, and she looks up and she's looking at New York with like pre-war 1910, maybe after
yeah.
World War, like, and she looked up and she saw that. She thinks that it lasted at least a good minute. And then
Hmm.
when she came back to 2025, she said there was a flash. Like I saw a flash, and next thing you
Yes.
know, I was on the street again. I told her that she reached into her energy field. She said, "Did I time travel?" I said, "Well, if everything is right now, all of that is going on simultaneously. So you just slipped into your energy field and picked up on that and then came back." That's what I
Uh,
said. Was
I
that
would I would say that what she saw was accurate and true. Okay. In other words, her experience is valid. We'd say that. Okay. And because it happens. I mean, sometimes it's called a time slip. And remember back to the space weather, we don't know what all's going to change about our uh, energy and information field, our reality, as all this other stuff ramps up. I mean, if you think it's weird now with the weather and the earthquakes and the volcanoes and all that, hang around for about 10 or 15 years and let's see what the world looks like then,
Well,
right?
I mean, everybody's on about, oh, 2027, and I've got Rick Doty, you know Rick. He's telling
Yeah.
me just you can take it to the bank that something's happening in 2027.
There's something
Okay,
happening. You don't got to wait
so
that long, you
right,
know.
happening
You
right
just,
now.
yeah, maybe next Monday we'll get the news, you know. So remember, we're just one volcano away, right? Krakatoa, Etna,
Exactly.
Vesuvius, any of those, Mount Peter,
Yellowstone.
and Mike. I mean, any of those go off and it's bye bye baby, right?
Well, I
So,
mean, if the volcanoes under the ocean with all these crazy swarms going on between the Philippines and Japan,
right?
the earth let a little stinker and I think it was Indonesia, like a
Yeah,
7 point something. There's
right.
something going on under the water
Oh yeah. They
because
say I had a client in Japan last week, and they said it is constant shaking in the ground. It's not
yeah,
like
they're freaking
there
out
was
over
an
there.
earthquake and none. It's like just constant, like 700 or 800 of them. You
Well, they're
know?
thinking that there's some kind of subduction zone under the water that's just gonna
Yeah, entertainment.
not for the Japanese. Um, Jeez. I mean, the world, the earth, the stars, it's all alive, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
and just like yeah, it's just like Carlos Santana
Castaneda,
said, the world is a ghetto. Get over it. Okay.
get ghetto,
Yeah,
get
that's
over.
all you need to know. And then you quit being judgmental about it, you
Maybe
know?
we should write a song for your play. Right? The world is a ghetto, so get over it. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
It's a good lyric.
yeah. I like it.
Wow.
And the super secret of the day is that the entire Jewish population of Israel, or the population of Israel, would just say, had a plan to move the entire population to Argentina. Think about that one, right? Wait till I write that play.
I think Adolf Hitler is clapping from wherever the hell he is.
Yeah, I never knew I was a playwright until I wrote the one for today, and all of a sudden I realized I might have more. I might have more. So,
That's a play I would actually go see.
so
Well, it's nice
anyway,
that you like to play with me on the YouTube and we get to be snarky and say really crazy stuff that might upset some folks. Oh well,
well,
you'll know you're alive.
I just I think it's a failure of programming. You know, we didn't get a jump today in the emotional charge of the planet. Everybody's laying back, you know. Bongino didn't quit. Cash Patel's absent. Blondie's somewhere off in the universe.
Where's
Uh,
Melania?
and huh?
Where's Melania? What's
Oh,
she doing?
um, she might have reverted to her original career before she met Trump. You can look that one up. But anyway,
I'm
Uh,
not your lady of the night, and I'm not your
and
floozy. I
then
don't want to spend
and
the
then
night.
and then Trump says there's no list and there never was anybody named that, and
What?
all those pictures of me over the are all fake and AI. And so there you have the truth, right? You don't need to be bothered. All right. Who's that?
It's Donald Trump. No. He
Oh,
was where you were making jokes about ties and the blue tie and the red tie. Could you please explain to me what it means when our whatever he is wearing a red tie with blue stripes on it? Is that just he's confused now?
oh,
Or what's
yeah.
going on there?
I think that's somebody that, what do they call it? They're,
A switch hitter?
no, they're confused about their identity. How's that?
Well, do you think Donald Trump is being his authentic self?
Oh, well, we could check, right? Say his name, just first name only, so we don't know who we're talking about.
Yeah, because no one's going to know who we're talking about.
Yeah, because there's bunches of Donalds in the
Lots.
world, but
There's
we'll
McDonald's, there's
say Donald and let me check where everybody's at.
Donald.
Percentage sales, zero. Percentage available, zero. Inputs, zero. How much energy flows in his body. Energy charge is a negative 30. Okay. Number of entities is 14. Spirit attachments is 212. Um, we won't get into primary issues, so they're there. See, that's like if all those were 100, 128 inputs minimum and 30 or 40 volts, then we would say that was a real person. Okay.
You know,
And of course,
life,
they're dominated by their own consciousness, not by somebody or something else. Right.
well,
How about
how
dear old
many people
Bland?
on this
Hey.
planet do you think are actually dominated by their own consciousness, not something else?
Oh, the number of people, less than 1%. Right. Way less than 1%.
So when you think about the 1%, folks, let's not think about it in monetary terms. Let's think about it as the 99% are absolutely
Right.
gone,
Yeah. They're occupied territory. Yeah.
occupied by the
Things.
disembodied AI.
Yeah. Things. I think there was a song about that. Say Vlad's first name. Just say Vlad.
Vlad.
Percentage self, 27. That's actually pretty good. Most people are 2% or less. Percent available is 40. Inputs are 12. And energy is about 35 volts. That boy's got some energy, whoever Vlad is. See?
Yeah,
And
whoever
he's
Vlad is.
more himself than, say, some other people we could name.
One
Yeah.
of the two
Sure.
thugs that were on a rug.
Huh?
One of the two thugs who were on a rug last week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to do that one?
Sure.
Just say net.
Net.
Percentage of zero, 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 negative millions, negative million voltage. Entities 250, right?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
guess when you're a big old thug.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Thugs, thugs need love too. That's what we're finding out in the world, right?
Yeah.
Because they tell us we should love our leaders. Okay. And of course, at that point, we would have a good cult going. It's just, I haven't figured out how people could contribute to our well-being by making a donation like they do for dear old Joel, Olstein. I mean, people give him all kinds of money. Why wouldn't they give it to us?
Maybe we should start a church and call ourselves something else. Then they'd send us money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Church of
In
Randy and
fact,
Randy.
we could call it not even have a church and just have them send us money and let them be happy about it. How's that?
Well, we could do a little experiment and take out an article or what do you call it? A thing? Take out an ad? Yeah, that's what it's called. And tell people to send $1 in the mail because everybody can afford $1 and see how
Right.
many people like they did that. Some person made a lot of money
Oh
doing that.
yeah.
They didn't even say
Yeah.
why they wanted the dollar. They just send $1 here.
Yeah. I I'm all for it.
Look, there are 8 billion people in the world. If you roped all of them into sending you $1, Elon Musk would have a tussle with you.
Yeah, oh, that's right. That's right.
Wow.
And dear old Elon, everybody wants to say he's crazy. If you were going to Mars, you would need a boring machine to make the tunnels for you to live in. You would need robots because you can't have that many people to support in an ecosystem. You would need a battery wall, right? The Tesla wall thing, whatever that is, to hold the energy from the solar system. And you would have electric vehicles to travel around and to do all your mining and stuff. And it's like that's an integrated system, right? Most people don't have that in their whole life. So
Wow.
we had fun tonight.
We did. When Elon goes to Mars, do you think he'll be wearing his little black cat unitard?
Oh, that would be good. And maybe he would have friends to go with him, like
Like
Epstein.
big fat pregnant Donald and Epstein in a kitty outfit? Like they
Yeah,
could have cats of Mars. I like it.
the Cats of Mars. I think that's a whole nother play. I'll write that one too.
Will you?
Yeah,
Okay.
we might have an extended run on Broadway. Okay.
Hey Randy, I have a question.
Yes.
Can I star in one of the plays?
Why, of course, right? You could be Ghislaine.
That's Ms. Maxwell to you.
That's right. I apologize. I apologize for not being more formal.
How
Okay.
dare you? Don't
Yeah.
you know who I am? People of my ilk don't
Yeah.
get called by their first name.
Okay, so let's look what ahead. Let's see. Emotional level today is three. You know,
Who,
mm,
mine or
tomorrow. Yeah.
Ghislaine
Good.
Maxwell.
Jelaine. Tomorrow is a two, nothing happened tomorrow. Wednesday's a one, nothing happening. Thursday, a seven. Oh, we'll have a little news on Thursday. Friday's a five, Saturday's a four, Sunday's a 20. Ooh, so next Sunday,
Maybe
look
it's the
forward to
Solar
that.
Flare Sunday.
Huh?
Solar Flare Sunday.
Well, we'll see what happens during the day on Sunday because that could be a biggie. And we might go into, let's see, fear, anger. Anger might show up on that day. So we'll look forward to that. Hopefully,
Anger never goes away though. Like
well, no, they got to keep they got to keep rotating through the high emotions because otherwise people wouldn't pay attention,
I
right?
think Randy just told you that they're telling you to sit on it and rotate.
Yeah, I think that they took summer vacation and all the writers have gone, and we'll just have to wait till they get back and spring.
No, let's just break into the writer's room and start writing now while they're not looking.
Maybe we could come up with something that'd be more entertaining than what they're doing. Yeah,
Listen, if you have a credit card, I know somebody who knows how to slide it in there and get in the house. So you tell
yeah, there you
me. Go. All right. We'll see you guys
go.
next.
Okay, so we have busy work to do.
Yeah,
All right,
I do. I'm busy. Bye.
see
Don't
you
get busy.
later.
Go write your own musical.
Oh yeah, I got to write it. What was the one on Mars? Journey to Mars.
Cats on Mars.
Cats on Mars. There we go.
Cats on Mars. Meow, meow,
Yeah.
meow, meow,
Uh,
meow, 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 meow.
We did Cell Block Tango, so now we'll do the play Cats on Mars. How's that? That'll be a great one because Cats ran for a long time on Broadway.
Well, you know what? I'll go find out who owns the Winter Garden Theater.
Yeah, and tell them we want to put on a play.
Cats on Mars.
There you go. Later.
Bye.
Bye bye.